Imagine being born, and before you even know how to tie your own shoes, your parents have turned you into a 24/7 ATM. You aren't a son anymore. You are a corporation. You are a brand. You are Ryan's World. At just 7 years old, Ryan Kaji was making $26 million a year. He was the highest paid creator on the entire YouTube platform, 3 years in a row. But behind the bright colors, the giant plastic eggs, and the forced smiles was a meticulously calculated machine run by two parents who looked at their toddler and saw nothing but dollar signs. Shion and Loann Kaji didn't just build a YouTube channel, they built a digital sweatshop in their own living room. And today, that empire is burning to the ground. So, let's talk about how the Kaji parents robbed their son of a normal childhood, exploited a massive legal loophole, sold out to the highest bidder, and how their own relentless greed is finally catching up to them.
Apparently, it is Ryan's world, and we all just live in it. 9-year-old Ryan Kaji is the highest paid YouTuber of 2020, according to Forbes. Between June 1st of 2019 and June 1st, 2020, Ryan has earned an estimated $29.5 million.
To see how twisted this got, we have to look at how it started. In 2015, Ryan was just 3. Like any toddler, he loved toys. His parents filmed him opening a Lego train set. Cute, right? Just harmless family memories. But then came the video that changed everything. A video of Ryan opening a giant Lightning McQueen egg hit over 1 billion views. That is the exact moment Shion and Loann faced a crossroads that every parent in this situation faces. They could have smiled, put the camera down, put the money in a college fund, and let their kid be a kid. Instead, they did the exact opposite. They quit their jobs. They formed a massive production company called Sunlight Entertainment, and they put their 3-year-old son to work full-time. They completely gutted their home and transformed it into a Hollywood-level studio. Lighting rigs in the living room, cameras in the kitchen. They hired over 30 full-time employees. Think about the overhead on that. 30 salaries, benefits, massive production costs, lawyers, agents, all of it. An entire corporate ecosystem, resting entirely on the shoulders of a child who hadn't even started elementary school. Just stop and think about the psychological toll of that. When did he play just for fun? When did he get to relax without a camera shoved in his face and a director telling him to smile wider, laugh louder, act more surprised? The dark answer is, he didn't. His reality became The Truman Show. Every breakfast, every trip to the store, every single moment of his existence was monetized. He wasn't playing, he was performing. His parents didn't have a son, they had an employee. At their peak, these parents were squeezing up to 25 videos a week out of Ryan across 10 different channels. And the videos were just the beginning. The Kajis realized that views were cheap, but physical products? That's where the billions are. They partnered with Pocket Watch and unleashed an absolute avalanche of Ryan's World merchandise. We are talking Walmart toy lines, Colgate toothpaste, bedroom sets, toothbrushes, clothes. You couldn't walk into a retail store without seeing this kid's face plastered on cheap plastic junk. They turned Ryan into a walking, talking billboard aimed directly at vulnerable toddlers who didn't know they were watching an advertisement. But here is the most sickening part of it all. If you are a child actor in Hollywood, you are protected by something called the Coogan Law. It mandates that a percentage of your earnings must be put into a locked trust fund so your parents can't spend it all before you turn 18. Your hours are strictly limited. You have to have a studio teacher. But on YouTube, it was the Wild West. There were 0 laws. Every single dime of that multi-million-dollar empire legally belonged to Shion and Loann. Ryan had no legal guardian fighting for his financial rights. He was the golden goose locked in a cage, entirely at the mercy of parents who were too busy securing their next brand deal to protect his future. But in 2019, the greed hit a brick wall. The Federal Trade Commission launched one of the largest digital enforcement actions in history. They slapped YouTube with a record-breaking $170 million fine for violating COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. The Kajis were caught dead to rights. They had been secretly weaving undisclosed ads into Ryan's videos, manipulating preschoolers into begging their parents for toys. Overnight, targeted ads on kids' content were banned. Comments were disabled. The algorithm stopped promoting their videos. Loann Kaji actually went on camera, looking terrified, and admitted they lost 70% of their revenue in a single day.
What's been the biggest sponsorship that you've said no to?
Millions of dollars. We lost revenue of 70%.
You'd think this would be the wake-up call. You'd think they'd look at the millions in their bank account and say, okay, we won. Let's step back, shut down the studio, and let our kid go to a normal middle school. Nope. The financial machine was too hungry. The 30 employees needed to be paid. So, what did the parents do? They pushed the gas pedal down even harder.
Hi guys! Today I have bad news and good news. So the bad news is there will be no more Ryan's Toys review. But the good news is that we're still gonna make videos! Yay! We're just gonna change the channel name, and now it's gonna be called Ryan's World!
They forced a rebrand. They pumped out endless, low-effort live streams. And worst of all, they funded a $10 million Ryan's World movie. Ryan's World the movie. Titan Universe Adventure. It was a complete, humiliating disaster. Theaters across multiple countries reported screenings with literally 0 attendees. It made a pathetic $600,000 at the box office, losing over $9 million. It secured a 1.8 out of 10 on IMDb. It was a desperate cash grab that failed to even succeed as a cash grab. Because the reality is, Ryan grew up. His audience grew up. You can't force a 13-year-old teenager to sit in a ball pit and pretend to be excited about a plastic dinosaur. In a recent podcast, while his parents constantly talked over him and managed his every word, he quietly admitted he wants to be an animator. He wants to be behind the camera. He wants to play sports. He wants out.
During this interview, something didn't feel right. Ryan barely spoke at all, didn't seem happy. Most of the time, it was his parents speaking. It was almost like they didn't want Ryan to speak and expose their dark secrets.
He's too young, he won't know what to say.
Don't give me that! Ryan is 13 now, he could definitely speak for himself.
And yeah, after so many restrictions and his father speaking on behalf of Ryan finally talks and shares what he wants to do in real life, rather than this shitty fake 12-year-old toddler making kids videos.
I remember being your age and just changing my mind every day in terms of what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to be an astronaut, then I wanted to be an NBA player. What do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be like an animator. I think it's really fun to do because the drawing and then like at the end you get to see the whole thing and see what you've like worked on the whole time. And like sometimes I can see drafts first and then after I can see like the full thing. And it's really cool to see how it changes over time.
But the machine has to eat. So as Ryan slowly pulls away, completely burnt out by his own parents, who have they dragged in front of the camera to replace him? His 7-year-old sisters, Emma and Kate. They now have their own animated shows, their own dedicated channels, their own merch lines. The playbook hasn't changed. The parents just swapped out the kid to keep the gravy train rolling. It is a never-ending cycle of exploitation. Ryan Kaji generated generational wealth before he could even read. He is the reason that states like Illinois are finally passing laws to stop parents from legally robbing their influencer children. His name isn't on the bills, but his story is written all over them. He will go down in history as a pioneer of YouTube, but the cost was his entire childhood. And the people holding the auction gavel were the 2 people who were supposed to protect him the most. What do you guys think? Should parents be legally banned from monetizing their kids online? Let me know down in the comments. This is Mist, and again, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.